Tuesday night on September the 5th. Mary, will you call the roll?
Mr. Hayes.
Here?
Mr. Hunt.
Here.
No, it was Mr. Wright,
Here.
Mr. Wilkie.
Here.
And Mrs. Harrington.
Here.
Thank you. Have we got new mouses? Did you switch mouses on us?
Yours wasn't working, I had to switch it out.
Oh, okay. The Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Continue standing for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Item number 2A, preliminary items. We adopt the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Hayes and seconded by Ms. Harrington. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, Mary, call the roll.
Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
Mr. Hunt.
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie.
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2B, meetings from the past minutes from the past meetings. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Harrington, seconded by Mr. Wilkie. Mary, call for the question.
Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie.
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 3A, student recognitions. Mr. Lavender.
Yes, President Wright, it's my pleasure to introduce to you from the Casa Grande Rotary Club, Mr. Robert Miller, who is here tonight representing the Rotary Club with our Students of the Month. We're excited that this year our Students of the Month are going to start getting invited back to have lunch with their club on a monthly basis. So, Mr. Miller, it's great to see you tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here tonight. I'm excited for Rotary Club of Casa Grande. Has been part of the Student of the Month for a very long time and been involved in the high school with our scholarship program for, I think, going on 30 years now. And so to be able to bring it back and give these kids an opportunity to come enjoy lunch with us, to bring a guest, to see what Rotary is about, to see how we impact the community and all the men and women in our community that come together for our monthly meetings or bi-monthly meetings and work together to continue to improve our community is an opportunity. And being Students of the Month, I'm sure that they uphold the same characters and desires that Rotarians do. And so it's exciting to intermingle together and get to know them as well. So, yeah, thank you. And then,
So, Dr. Lineberry, do you have a Student of the Month for Casa Grande Union this month?
oh, fantastic. Yeah, pleasure to meet you. We missed you. Yes.
Actually, sir, I have to August.
Two.
And,
Yes, sir.
okay. Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Lavender, public, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight, and to the Rotary Club as well. I'd like to recognize two of my students tonight, one for the month of August, one for the month of September. First would be Chloe Gorgi. Did I say it right? No E? Gorg? All right. Chloe Gorg. Come on up, Chloe. So let me tell you a little bit about this young lady. She She says she completed her 9th grade year in her bedroom because of COVID. She played sports, volleyball and softball. She moved from Washington to Casa Grande at the start of her 10th grade year, played softball, got moved up to varsity. When she was in 11th grade, she joined Link Crew, the art club, Girls Who Code, college algebra and honors chemistry. She's a swimmer. I was a swimmer, so obviously she's very bright. She also was on the varsity softball team. She was awarded top art student, top college algebra student, and most improved for swimming and for softball. This year, she's in the National Honor Society. She has rejoined the art club as their graphic designer. She's the vice president of Girls Who Code, and she's the captain for our swim team again. She's also in college math and AP art and design. One of her teachers, Mr. Morris, says Chloe's always ready and willing to go. No matter what it is, she approaches every project with optimism and enthusiasm. Coach Bettina. Chloe is one of the most talented students I know. She came in and became one of my top swimmers in 1 year. She encourages all the other athletes at meets and has earned the position of captain this year. She's so talented in art too, and designed our new shirts this year using a program on her computer. It just amazed this technologically challenged teacher. She has a positive air about her that you just want to hang out with her and talk to her and learn about her amazing life. She's truly an outstanding student you rarely get to meet. So I would like to present to you Chloe Gorg. Congratulations. You go around and you can.
And then if our family wants to come up and get the picture.
Congratulations, Chloe.
Congratulations, job well done.
It's all her word. Thank you.
See how bad I would screw it up.
You did better than last time.
Thank you.
It's also got your free lunch.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you guys for doing what you do. It's the letters.
The letters.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys want to get together? Okay, here we go. 1, 2.
Just so you guys know, their family had a bet on how badly I would murder their name. And I did not win, sir. All right, so then I would like to also recognize our next student, please. Nate Carr. Nate, come on up. So let me tell you a bit about this young lady. So I first met Nate whenever I toured the DECA classroom and learned about their program. And she knows a whole lot about it and is very involved in it. She says that her family is the foundation and backbone of her life. They are her comfort in difficult times. They encourage her to reach her dreams. And people ask her, why do you have such high goals? And how do you have that determination? And the answer is my parents. They taught me the importance of goals and how to get there. So she'll never be able to thank them enough for their dedication to raising her and her sister to be the people they are today. After graduation, her plan is to go to ASU. Sorry, sir. Plans to go to ASU and work toward a bachelor's degree in political science and justice studies. From there, she wants to go to law school at either Dartmouth or Harvard. Aim high, baby. You can do it. after law school, I want to work for a law firm to gain experience so I can create your own law firm. COVID was tough on her in 10th grade. She took AP Psych, AP World History. She joined Key Club and DECA Club. 11th grade, AP Language and Composition, AP American History, Honors Chemistry, inducted into the National Honor Society, and the Key Club, Link Crew, and then was an officer for the board for marketing. That's how I met you, right?
Yes.
Yes. She's currently taking AP Government and Politics. She's in Key Club, National Honor Society, DECA, and Link Crew. She's also the SBE president for marketing, in which she oversees the store that we have on campus, the marketing for that store, and she's also one of the Link Crew commissioners. Of her teachers say of her, Mr. Takar says, Nate is a wonderful student who's not only diligent in her studies, but always considerate of the bigger picture of not only what she's learning, but why. In her writing, her academic voice is robust, and her positionality is eloquently expressed. She is a calming influence on those around her. So, Nate, I want to say congratulations, and I know you're going to go far. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Nate.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Miss Nate.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Good job.
All right.
So Chelsea Downs is the student of the month for Vista Grande, but she's representing the school tonight in a volleyball game. So Mr. Danzy will be bringing her next month to recognize her for this accomplishment.
Okay. Okay, we will move down to employee recognitions.
Yes, sir. So we have some members of our Student Success Office who would like to come and recognize their fearless leader. So Ms. Vasquez, or Ms. Bollinger, the rest of the team, Ms. Jamerson. What notes? I haven't seen any notes.
Okay, let me get my laptop.
So Tina Daniels is our employee of the month. For those of you who might not remember, we hired Ms. Daniels this spring to come over from the elementary district to be our director of student success. And she's been a hit. And here is her department to talk about her. So Ms. Daniels, you need to come forward as well, please.
Gotta look at my notes because we did write this together as a team. So I thought that was important. All right. So here's what we have to say about our wonderful supervisor, who we really, really deeply appreciate. So Tina has come to our team and brought forth a level of professionalism and knowledge that is undeniable. She is organized and thorough. She's leading our team through the audit and spends endless hours at work researching best practices for our department. She always says we are in the business of serving our students and always has their best interests in mind. She listens and respects teachers. She's an amazing teacher who shares her knowledge of technology and classrooms experiences with us. As our director, she is modeling how to compassionately hold others to high expectations. Her understanding of go slow to move fast has helped us begin to see her vision and the methods that will ensure a sustainable set of systems that should thrive long after her time as our director. Her willingness to learn in her new role is appreciated. She always asks questions if she doesn't know something, she's not afraid to tell you. We admire this in a director. She genuinely appreciates everyone's knowledge around her. She compliments employees on their attributes to our department. Tina is a breath of fresh air to exceptional student services. Thank you.
So I have this plaque here for you. I gotta fix it though.
Yeah,
You weren't our
it's
employee then. Say hello to the board.
Congratulations, Tina.
Tina's very supportive husband, Rick,
Thank you
is
for your
also here
dedication.
tonight to recognize her.
Thanks.
You want everybody else to go here? Sorry about that.
I got it. That's why I saved it.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, we'll move on down to item 4A, the superintendent's report. Mr. Lavender.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to report on a few things. On Friday, I had the privilege of attending Vista Grande's pep rally. It was their kickoff for Pride, which stands for positivity, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. And Mr. Danzy and his staff did a wonderful job promoting those values. They also did a wonderful job in making sure the students knew who was in charge when they beat them in tug of war. And I think they won all grade levels. Am I correct, Mr. Danzy? So, and I would encourage all of you to check out some of the pictures of Mr. Danzy at the pep rally on Friday as well. But a great pep rally, lots of enthusiasm. So congratulations, Mr. Danzy, to you and your staff. Also on Thursday and Friday this week, Rudy Rudiker from the famed Notre Dame story will be in town speaking to students from Union. He'll be speaking to athletes, CTE students, some high-achieving students, and some regular students as well. Also in here on Friday morning, for members of the public that would like to meet Rudy, we are having a reception or an informal meet and greet in here on Friday morning at 7:30. Both Vista and Union have started their credit recovery programs to work as hard as we can and getting our students that need to make up credits, help them make up the credits necessary so they can graduate on time in May. And I want to compliment both Dr. Lineberry and Mr. Danzy for their work and commitment to supporting our students and getting them caught up in there. Also, congratulations to Dr. Allison Bell from Vista Grande High School. She's an ELA teacher over there. The Dollhouse Saloon Suites gave her a $1,000 $1,000 check, as well as a gift certificate for ink addiction for a tattoo. So I'm hoping she won't use it, and maybe she'll pass it on to me. She was actually nominated by her daughter, and I thought it was her daughter recognizing her. She said her dedication to her students while juggling the ups and downs of home life always found time to go above and beyond for her students. So we congratulate Dr. Bell on this accomplishment. Also, the greatest of Casa Grande is now going out for votes next week, and we have several district employees that are finalists for Best Teacher. 2 of the 3 teachers that are finalists come from our district, and that is Lisa Demarest and Desiree Gill from Casa Grande Union. Lisa teaches Avid and career freshman success. Miss Gill she coaches our softball team and teaches geometry at Union. And then Dr. Lineberry has been nominated as the greatest principal in Casa Grande. He's one of the 3 finalists, and both Casa Grande Union and Vista Grande have been finalists for best school. And so the public can vote. If you go on the Casa Grande Dispatch website, there's information on how you can vote. Also, round 2 of our town halls will be coming up this month. I'll be hosting a town hall on September 19th at Vista Grande High School and September 25th at Casa Grande High School from 7 to 8:30. And I encourage our community to come out and share with us things that we're doing well and things we can improve upon, so we can all get better in what we're doing to better meet the needs of our community. Our sports teams are off to an exciting start this season, and we're just thrilled that with the girls flag football had their first games last week. Vista lost a really tough game Thursday night to Tempe High School in double overtime. And then our Casa Grande girls lost 2-0 their first game on Tuesday night. And on Thursday night, they beat the number 2 ranked team in 5A, Williamsfield. And 2 of our freshmen got recognized in the Arizona Republic for the top players of the week. Kayla Tacker from Casa Grande was recognized as number 9 player of the week. And Nisi Armstrong had 3 interceptions, and she leads the state right now in interceptions with 4 on the first 2 games. And then the last thing I just wanted to share with all of you is our coming out from behind the counter awards that we've been doing, recognizing staff that are going above and beyond. These individuals have been recognized from Casa Grande Union: Kim Bettina, Riza Cabanea Harrison, Natalie Clement, Dr. LaJoy Gardner, Diane Tolder, Sue Ellen Everhart, Kevin White, Charmaine Martinez, Leslie Ochoa, Deanna Myers, Melanie Keyser, Melanie DiCarlo, Karen DuBold, Katrina Wagner, and Alma Parra. And both Dr. Lineberry and Mr. Danzy were so appreciative of the hard work of their staffs getting students in the classes, and that they both nominated all of their office team as well as some individuals. And for Vista, nominated or recognized so far has been Jamie Harris, Dr. Deanna Addison, Stephen Filion, Angela Weddle, Andrea Turan, Julie Park Evans, Sheila Rodriguez, Stephanie Garcia, Lupe Rodriguez, Jackie Stillwell, Betty Ferrari, Amanda Peter Gonzalez, Carla Wells, and Maria Walters. And then from PACE, we recognize Clarina Mendoza. From the district office, Cynthia Soto, Kim Martin were recognized, and facilities, Jesus Jesse Rodriguez were recognized. And so we will be starting our recognitions for the month of September here later this week. And so we'll have more names next September to recognize as well. And that's all I have for my report tonight, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lavender. Such great things there. Lots of good things happening at our school district. Item 5, call to the public. Kelly, will you read the public content statement?
Sure. Request to speak to the governing board pursuant to ARS 38-431.02.h. The board may make an open call to the public during a public meeting, subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions, to allow individuals to address the public body on any issues within the jurisdiction of the public body. At the conclusion of an open call to the public, individual board members may respond to criticism made by those who have addressed the board, may ask staff to review a matter, or may ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. However, members of the board shall not discuss or take legal action on matters raised during an open call to the public unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion and legal action. During an open call, the board requests that speakers refrain from voicing complaints against school personnel or any person connected with the district, as it may impact due process rights. Policies KE, KEB, and KED are provided by the board for disposition of legitimate complaints, including those involving individuals.
Thank you. We have 5 requests to speak tonight. As usual, the limit is 3 minutes. We'd be more than willing to hear from you. Lori Welsh, you will be first.
Thank you, Mr. Lavender and Mr. President and the board. I just have a thought. You know, this is only the 3rd time I've come to your meetings, so this could be a very long-standing rule that you've had, and I'm not aware of it, but I don't understand the reason for a moment of silence. Every other meeting I attend, there's always an opening prayer, and that's to help inspire you to make good choices for the children, to inspire the group to open their ears. And a moment of silence, I always thought, was for disasters or if somebody died or something like that. So it doesn't make sense to me that we're not doing opening prayers here. I personally, this is just me, I'm talking for me, I feel like God has been taken out of the schools nationwide, not just here, but Satan rules. We've got kindergartners learning about sex. We've got critical race theory. We've got transgender stuff being pushed on these kids. To me, that is Satan that's taken over. We need to bring God back into our schools. I'm not saying they have to pray and do all these other things. I'm just saying open their eyes. You know, there's more than what we're doing now. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. The next one is Bruce Shoot. Okay. Shoot.
Members of the board, citizens, I'm on the same kick as Lori. I question why we cannot have prayer opening of this meeting. Going back historically, the Bible used to be the book that they used for teaching. So our country was founded upon spiritual principles. Somehow it got to where no prayer is allowed in schools. But that doesn't mean we can't have prayers at board meetings like so many other groups do. And I can only encourage you and you to reinstate what has traditionally been a part of all meetings, government meetings, state meetings, school board meetings. And that's all. I'd encourage you to rethink that position. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yvonne Sai.
Yes, thank you, board and the audience. I would like to speak on school prayer, and there are 3 things. I'm an immigrant from Taiwan. I'm Chinese. My number 1 reason to come to the United States for graduate study and later on stayed on, it took me many years to discover the foundation, the secret of the United States. And it is her God. And it also took me many more years to discover that we seem to have been losing that strength and foundation. So I needed to understand what was that prayer that the school prayed before 1963. And it was only 22 words. So I'm going to read it. It's like, to whom it may concern. Almighty God, we acknowledge our dependence upon thee, and we beg thy blessings upon us, our parents, our teachers, and our country. It is a beautiful prayer. All right. And now I have some statistics between 1963 to 1993 and 1994. The violent crime increased from 0.3 million offenses to 1.9 million offenses in 1995. STD, sexually transmitted diseases for age group 10 to 14, it increased from the rate of 14 cases per 100,000 to 54 to 70 cases per 100,000. And birth rate for unwed girls age 15 to 19, it increased from 15.5 births per 1,000 unwed to 45 per 1,000, 45 births per 1,000 unwed girls in 1993. Sorry, my rating. Single parent households increased from 4.8 million to 12.2 million in 1994. And SAT scores dropped from 980 to between 890 to 910 in 1994. So it is shocking. And we are 30 years since 1993. And I would assume, I don't have current charts or statistics. I have charts on my phone, but not for this recent 30 years. So, and now we are coming to what the other lady just mentioned, all these issues, and this education system and medical system are pushing.
3 minutes now.
Oh, 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So give me 10 seconds. According to Coach Joe Kennedy's Supreme Court case rulings, public school teachers, employees, and coaches are free to pray and live out their faith in public. So I encourage the school district to bring prayer back
Thank
to
you.
school, not just the school board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker will be Douglas Stonerock. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Is this okay? I don't know. Can you hear me? Is it okay? Yeah. All right. So, members of the board and everybody else, thanks for letting me come up and speak. I haven't got all that prepared, but I've been praying about it myself because I think it's important. I think about you guys and how we're all just humans. We're flawed. So starting with prayer is a good idea. A lot of people made a good points, a lot of preparations, statistics. I think that makes the case. But we all need a little help. You have a lot of responsibility. You should call on a higher power to help you evaluate and come to decisions and weigh what's best for Casa Grande, for the school district, and for the students. My son's 30. When he was going to high school in Tempe, we didn't go to public school. I sent him to private Christian school. When we moved here from Minnesota, you didn't want to go to the schools in Arizona. So we didn't. Now I'm much more involved because I think it's important, and I'm in a different place in my life. I go to the Pinal County Board of Supervisors meeting too, and they start with a prayer. It just sets a different tone. It makes it seem like we remember who we are. Flawed individuals who need all the help we can get. These kids need all the help they can get too. So please call on God at the beginning of these meetings to guide us. That's all.
Thank you. Who talks?
President Wright, board members, Mr. Lavender, get his name right. I'm going to get that right from now on. I'd also like to speak about prayer. First of all, I would like to reiterate what one of the speakers spoke of, and that the Bible was what was used to teach to begin with. Also, in 1638, the oldest and one of the most prestigious colleges within the United States, Harvard, was started by a clergyman. And then less than or approximately 100 years later, Princeton was started by the Presbyterian Church. Church and God has always been part of education. We should not have ever taken it out. And the Supreme Court has ruled on it recently. I gave Mr. Wright and a couple other people, because I didn't make all the copies, a copy of a story in the Arizona Free Press. And it was about 55 educators that lost their license this year because of sexual misconduct, with 22 others awaiting action. And that's in Arizona. It's inappropriate. It's something that we can't put up with. Kids in our schools are using drugs at record numbers. The violence in schools, to include school shootings, are out of control. Our scores across the board, even though Arizona, kudos to Arizona, we have one of the fastest learning paces in the United States, even though we're at a lower economic level, which does make a difference in schools. We have a shortage of teachers, and we don't see that coming back anytime real soon. False teachings in textbooks, we just went over that with the history book. I'm not going to go into it any further. We have gender confusion. We have budget woes, which we're working on, and hopefully we'll get that passed and get money for the schools, because we need it and we deserve it, and these kids deserve it. You know, we search for answers, but the answer is right in front of your face. We say in the Pledge of Allegiance, God bless America. Under God, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about having metal detectors and all the money that we're going to spend on it. Should we not take a cheaper way for protection to help? And that's asking God for his
3
protection.
minutes, Mr. Hawks.
Okay, thank you. So, not going over the books and libraries, things that is past our comprehension. I encourage prayer in the school and prayer before our board meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no other call to the public. Thank you all for your comments. We'll move on to item 6A, the position of the superintendent. As you all know, we hired Mr. Lavender back in March of earlier this year to take over the superintendent's position for our district. We signed a 17-month contract with him to improve the district and carry on the business. We have come to the 6-month part, and we have done an evaluation, and the board has determined that we are ready to remove the interim tag from his title and make him the permanent superintendent. Is there a motion to do that?
I'll make the motion.
I'll take second.
I'll take a second.
Moved by Mr. Hunt and seconded by Mr. Wilkie. Is there any discussion?
I just want to make a comment if I can, Mr. President.
That's
I think it's-
discussion.
This is discussion as well. Excellent. I think that we couldn't have found a better fit for this position, in my humble opinion, given everything that's gone on and just what he's been able to do. He and his staff that have done fantastic jobs of really helping to turn this district around, right itself, if you will, from a Navy term. And we're pointing in the right direction here. And I'm very encouraged by everything I've seen and observed and heard from students. And so I absolutely wholeheartedly support this. So.
I agree.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I have a hard time believing that Jeff would want to step into the position that he did under the circumstances. In my exalted position, I would say that kudos to Jeff for doing that. I will say that I think we had some major problems on our hands. I think Jeff has diligently worked towards getting those problems solved. A number of them he has. I'm very pleased with the results that we've seen out of Jeff, and I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to accomplish in this next year. I think it's going to be better than what we anticipate.
Mr. Hayes.
I'll just add that I think we're in a place now where we've seen a lot of forward progress and movement in the right direction, new policies and procedures that are being implemented. And those are the kinds of things that are going to require a longer term investment from someone who's going to be around for a little while and not just keeping the seat warm for someone else. And so for that reason, I think it's in our best interest that we proceed.
Mr. Harrington.
I pretty much agree with everything that you all have already said. I think you're what we needed. You have a great rapport with the community, with the staff, with the students. You already knew a lot of the students coming into it, which helps. And I'm very fortunate that my freshman daughter started when she did, when you're here. So I'm excited for things to come.
And coming into early January, February, and into the beginning of this, I got a phone call from a handful of people, man, giving me Mr. Lavender's name and the suggestion that he will calm this district down. And I think that was a buzzword, a magic word. I don't think you can describe what Mr. Lavender's done here any better than saying that he has brought calm and direction to our district that we were really suffering. I think we're all impressed. I echo what everybody else has said, and so I'm more than happy to say, we're ready to move that interim label and move forward. I wish you the best in working with us. I think we've got a good team. Anyway, anybody else got anything? Mary, call for the question.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
Harrington?
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. Lavender, Superintendent.
Well, I want to thank the board for their confidence that, when they selected me in March and the support that they have given me since March. It has not been an easy journey, but I've had all the support that I've needed from the board, from the excellent staff here, from the community. And I look forward to growing and working with all of you together to put this district back where we want it to be, with high performing high schools and students that are being recognized for their outstanding efforts, more championships, more awards for our bands, our special areas as well. So I look forward to working with all of you and finishing my career here.
Thank you. Item 6B, district policy revision adoption. The second reading or is this first reading?
Second.
The second. Is there a motion to approve? Been moved by Mr. Wilkie,
Second?
seconded by Mr. Hayes. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call for the question.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes,
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
thank you. Carried 5-0. Item 6C, intergovernmental agreement, Cabot. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved?
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Hayes, seconded by Mrs. Harrington. Is there any discussion? Is there any description, Mr. Lavender, you want to tell us about this?
This is just our intergovernmental agreement for Cabot to provide career and technical classes for our students on their campus.
Okay. Any other discussion? Mary, call for the question.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes,
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
thank you. Motion carried 5-0. Item 6D, memorandum of understanding, not my kid. Is there a motion to approve?
Is there an explanation of what this is?
Yes, ma'am. The contract is attached in your.
We got to make a motion first.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll move it then.
Okay. Or you got to make a motion or a motion to table or whatever you want to do. We got to make, anyway, okay. Give a description.
So this is a memorandum of understanding for this organization to come in and provide services to our students. And if you look on page 2, the responsibilities, not my kid agrees to provide 1 hour virtual training in person, prevention education trainings and behavioral health topics to students, parents, guardians, and staff. Host weekly online support group for parents, guardians to access, provide navigation assistance for families in need of resources and services, provide 5 hours of Project Rewind, which is early intervention programming for youth with mild to moderate substance use. Parent guardian participation is required, and then provide 5 hours of Project Courage, which is early intervention program for youth with mild to moderate substance use. Parent required. Provide 90 days of inspired peer support services for youth for substance use and mental health challenges, and maintain frequent communication with schools. So it's really providing our schools with another layer of support for our students that are dealing with some social emotional difficulties. In this case, it's mainly dealing with substance abuse. Mr. Danzy, they're working on your campus. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you would like to add?
As Mr. Lavender was saying, it's another layer of things that we use with our students, can reduce some of their out of school time as far as when they're bathing or using some type of substance. And it's also able for them to be able to recoup some of that time that they are out of school also. Project Rewind, so if they attend X number of hours or whatever it is, we'll be able to give them hours back towards their teams. And they are presenting, well, they started presenting, we got this last year, they started presenting last year. They're coming in doing some type of anti-bullying type things, and we are planning to schedule them throughout the year for our freshman classes.
do we get grant funding for this, or is this paid out of the
This is
school?
free to us just through their grant that company has.
Oh, okay.
I saw in there, I missed it. It's funded by a grant.
Yes, sir. It's funded by a grant that the company receives.
And if the grant runs out, then we're responsible for it?
That's what it looks like.
Huh?
In our agreement.
Okay.
Or we find additional
Yeah.
funding.
Okay. All right. Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I think that this was brought up in the public comments period here, is that our kids are facing some really, really, really tough times these days. And I think that mental health is definitely is mental health as well as the substance abuse. So this type of a service, especially at the price that it is, it's just about the substance abuse and it's about targeting this. And I think that this is something that our kids need.
Mhm.
I mean, they're going through so much right now. So
Okay.
Okay.
No other questions?
I've got a question. Mr. Danzy, did I hear you say that this had been used last year at Vista? Can you tell me or give me an indication as to what you feel the success has been for that year?
First one was really good, it's really interactive. Kids learn from it. When I spoke to some of the kids afterwards, they were pretty enthused about the topic that the young man talked about. Second one, not so much because it was you're kind of antsy, so we weren't able to really assess what was going on.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other thing? Call for the question?
Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie.
yes.
And Mrs. Harrington.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion carried 5-0. Item number 6E, the facility dedication. We, we,
Why aren't you open? There you go.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
I know, huh?
Oh my goodness.
He's like a baby.
Is it gonna roll?
Okay.
Oh, that's Chuck too.
I know.
There we go.
Why is it not? Oh. Why is it rolling and I'm not in here? Oh, you got it on extended view. That's why. Okay. So now I need to go back. Did he say it was going to roll itself? Okay, there we go.
Is it gonna roll on its own?
Is it rolling on its own?
It rolls on its own.
Okay,
So
all
it's-
right. There you go.
All right. Good evening. I'm Government Board President Chuck Wright and the members of the board and Mr. Lavender and the community. This is about Dr. Wortman, who was our former principal at Union. It was the first building principal here at the new Union campus at Treckle and McCartney. I first was introduced to Dr. Wortman when we hired him in '98 to take over the school after we opened it up. Dr. Wortman was an interesting man. I got to know him very well over the many years that I was officially affiliated with him during the board, and then after I got off the board, I remained friends with him and his wife Susan. But he made many friends in the district. But one of the things that he did was when shortly after we opened up the district, he kind of took ownership of the Ola Sky lecture hall, which is the picture that you saw earlier. And it's a small round lecture hall in the northwest interior corner of the classroom section of the campus. And he went and assigned the name of Ola Sky, which is a Tohono name that means a gathering room, a round room. God, I had a lot more hair then. But But Dr. Workman is all about diversity and inclusion, and he wanted that name to because we have a lot of Native American students in our school, and he wanted to make that as a signal that we are inclusive and we are diverse and we have a diverse population, and he wanted that name to be assigned to that lecture hall to promote that. Over the years, it's been in use off and on. It's fell into some disrepair. As you can see, Dr. Workman carried a bunch of keys, so I'm doing my best imitation of Dr. Workman here this evening. but anyway, it fell in disrepair, and the name itself has been called Olaski. And when I've asked members of the public or members of the school about it, they don't really have any idea where the Olaskai name came from or even what it means. And Dr. Wortman has taken ownership of that lecture hall, but nobody really knows. But all his contributions to the school and to the students, we have decided that we wanted to dedicate this building to Dr. Wortman tonight and affix the name Wortman Olaskai Lecture Hall to this fine building. It is under renovation now. We have gotten some funds to. It had a roof leak the last couple of years, and it's did a little bit of ceiling damage and carpet. But now Ralph, our maintenance supervisor, Ralph Bellock, he's done a heck of a job with our staff. They've been in there working for the last year. They removed all the seating and removed the carpet and put in new carpet. They repaired the two what I'm going to call those pictures on the wall. Murals. There you go. And they repaired those because they had some graffiti on them, and they're back to see, that's a beautiful wall. There's another one on the opposite side, and but they're repairing those, and it should be all ready to go by the 1st of November. And so we hope to have this dedication done in December and have a formal dedication. And so we Susan and I have reached out to members of the community and have gotten a lot of support from former people who have thought a lot of Dr. Wortman. We've gotten 17 letters from former students, former teachers, former administrators, community members. I have 4 people here tonight who are going to speak about Dr. Wortman. 2 students, a longtime teacher who is now our assistant principal at Union, and then Susan Wortman, his wife, wants to speak too. And so the first student, Christopher Braybot, he was going to be here, but he caught COVID, and so Susan's daughter Krista is going to get up and she's going to read his letter. Krista, will you come up?
Thank you very much. To whom it may concern, I'm Christopher Baybrooks, a graduate and alumni of Casa Grande Union High School, belonging to the class of 2003. And I know he was really sad that he wasn't able to make it tonight. During my senior year at Casa Grande High School, I was an enthusiastic participant in various extracurricular activities. As a dedicated football player, I took great pride in representing my school on the field. Additionally, I was a prominent member of the largest chapter of the DECA Club in Arizona during that period. Furthermore, I actively engaged in a wide range of activities, including Blue Notes and drama, where I notably participated in the well-known production of the play, Bang Bang, You're Dead. The various organizations and extracurricular activities in which I engaged were integral elements of my high school tenure. Each of these experiences afforded me a multitude of learning opportunities that not only shaped my own identity, but also laid the groundwork for my growth as a contributing member of society. The exceptional nature of these experiences can be attributed to the intrepid leadership of Dr. Randy Wortman, since they transcended the realm of mere school district-sponsored activities. Dr. Randy Wortman had a range of notable qualities, including eccentricity, intelligence, diligence, a sense of humor, and a consistent dedication to fostering connections with his students on a regular basis. Dr. Wortman possessed a distinctive character that rendered him unlike any other individual, as his attributes were exclusive to his own identity. The individual's daily schedule consisted of tasks that were straightforward to him due to his adeptness in creating a sense of value among students, all while maintaining a steadfast commitment to prioritizing academic pursuits. Dr. Wortman eschewed conforming to others' expectations and instead embraced his own individuality, asserting that the celebration of difference is more valuable than its mere contemplation. Dr. Wortman exhibited exceptional leadership qualities and consistently showed unwavering integrity, irrespective of external perceptions. Dr. Wortman imparted lessons on the significance of being esteemed with respect, even in instances where these ideals were not consistently upheld by others. It is this special quality that distinguished Randy Wortman. After the passage of 2 decades, the occasion to acknowledge the unwavering commitment, intense enthusiasm, profound adoration, strong aspiration, and deep fondness exhibited by his students toward their academic accomplishments has presented itself. Please kindly consider the prospect of renaming the Ola Sky in honor of the great Dr. Randy Wortman, as there is arguably no more deserving candidate for such a prestigious recognition. The students within our Casa Grande community have experienced a direct influence from Randy's enduring legacy, which will persistently affect the student body at Casa Grande Union High School. The phrase, "May the force be with you," serves as a catchphrase that encapsulates the impact of Randy on his students as he imparts his influence over them. Sincerely, Christopher Baybrooks. Braybrooks. I messed up his name. So sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. So when you look at that cartoon, if you knew Randy, you would know that cartoon is a spitting image of him. So, but our second speaker tonight is Donna Tejas.
That smile. Got to see it every day at work. I'd like to share with you a letter that I wrote to President Wright in support of this activity. Dear President Wright, Dr. Randy Wortman was a unique Casa Grande Union High School principal. Historically, Randy was the principal who opened our new school in 1997. He had a daunting task, moving an entire school to a new facility quite a distance from the center of town for the first time since the original building was constructed in the 1920s was certainly a challenge. Being able to help alumni remain connected to the school while establishing some new traditions to add to our old ones was difficult, but Randy was certainly up to the challenge. One of the many ways Randy bridged the past with the present was by being inclusive. Randy reached out to all of our students and their respective communities. He had a unique love of our Native American students and the rich heritage they brought to the new Casa Grande Union High School campus. When the building was being constructed, we were all very excited about having a round lecture hall, something quite unique. This wonderful facility made co-curricular presentations, guest speakers for multiple classes simultaneously, more intimate staff meetings, and so much more, far easier to facilitate. The lecture hall was a much welcomed addition. As a staff, we saw it as utilitarian, but Dr. Wortman saw it as an opportunity to showcase our Native American culture as a center point of our campus. It was Dr. Wortman who insisted our lecture hall would forever be called And I'm going to use the one we used, the Olaski, our roundhouse, which is what it actually means. We were a strong school family in those days. That image of the round house was so appropriate for our school. In addition, Randy Wortman commissioned an artist to paint the beautiful cougar on feathers that currently hangs in Randy Robbins' office. Finally, it was under Randy's term as our principal that the beautiful murals that were painted inside our Olaski, they remain there as a testament to the beauty of our Native communities to this very day. It is for these and many, many more reasons that it is fitting that we now dedicate the Casa Grande Union High School Olaski to Dr. Randy Wortman. It is fitting that we honor this unique leader in this very enduring way. Sincerely, Donna Teus, class of 76.
Our third speaker is representing another student from the class of 99. And he is my son, and he's not able to be present tonight, but his mother is going to get up and read his letter. Diane Wright.
That was the class I graduated in.
I had something I wanted to say too before.
The microphone.
All right. Got it. I had something I wanted to say before too, just because I got to know Randy Wortman quite well. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the governing board, to the governing board president, and to Mr. Lavender for the opportunity to speak tonight about Dr. Randy Wortman and the effort to name the lecture hall for him. My name is Diane Wright, and I'm a resident living in the Casa Grande Union District since 1975. I have 3 sons who graduated from Casa Grande Union High School. When Dr. Wortman became principal of Union for the 97-98 school year, I had been band booster president for a number of years and continued that role for a number of additional years. Sometimes it felt like centuries, but and I got to know Dr. Wortman also through the band and my role as a president and a member of the Toltec School Board, which is a feeder district to Union. I quickly got to know him through his frequent presence at Tuesday and Thursday evening band practices, at concerts, at football and basketball games where the band performed, parades, the annual steak fry, competitions, all band practices. The man was everywhere. He was always there. He himself was an accomplished musician, as well as a highly educated and intelligent man. What impressed me more about him than any of those things that he was, intelligent, talented, was his educational background, was his humanness, or quite simply his kindness and genuine care when dealing directly with students. When I was on campus with the band, I noted how many students that he knew by first name. I was amazed, and how many knew him, and how he knew of their interests, their classes, their struggles, so many things about them, their families. He didn't just know the leaders, the athletes, the popular kids, and the ones in trouble. He knew the new ones, the quiet ones, the struggling ones, and the invisible ones. I know that he made a real difference in their lives and helped many students to finish high school and go on to lead a successful adult life. I know that Dr. Wortman loved the look and the purpose of that room, that lecture hall. He was so proud of it. One of the first times I met him, he took me to that room to show it to me, and he told me about it. And I think what you're doing tonight is a fitting tribute to the wonderful man, Dr. Randy Wortman. and I'd like to thank you for your time and attention to my letter. And now I'd like to read a letter. It's from the Department of the Army, 177th Armored Brigade at Camp Shelby, Mississippi. It's dated July 22nd, 2023. Casa Grande Union High School Governing Board and President, Mr. Charles Wright. I want to express my utmost support for the Casa Grande Union High School District's efforts to dedicate the Olowski Lecture Hall to former Casa Grande Union High School Principal, Dr. Randy Wortman. I can think of no better former educator and administrator to recognize in such an impactful and long-term way. Dr. Wortman was dedicated to educating the youth, mentorship, and developing future leaders for the greater community. The support he showed to me and my family during the initial steps towards commissioned U.S. Army officership will not be forgotten. I highly recommend the governing board approve this measure. Dr. Wortman was an outstanding school administrator who truly cared for the well-being of the students and faculty of the high school. Sincerely, Jeffrey S. Wright, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The last speaker will be Susan Wortman. And she just had knee surgery about a month ago, and she's doing very well.
Okay, I'm bionic now. As to the Casa Grande Union High School District Board members, as the widow of Dr. Randy Wortman, thank you so much for considering this proposal, for honoring my husband. My perspective is unique. In addition to being his partner in life, I also worked with him professionally as the Casa Grande High School psychologist. On opening the school, he immediately felt that it was important to recognize Native American culture and named the lecture hall Olowski as a tribute to the Native American students, a significant portion of our student body. The hall is round, so it was named Olas, meaning round, and Ki means house. When we had the formal opening, Randy included a leader from the Tohono O'odham who gave his blessing in their own language to all four directions. As the first principal of the campus, he established a 21st century vision, including an emphasis on STEM education and teacher satisfaction. He reached out to parents and encouraged dialogue and participation. Having spent his entire career in education, he was a collaborative leader for students, teachers, and parents. He began facilitating classes for the school's paraprofessionals, worked towards mentoring the next generation of teachers. He brought in the United States Marine ROTC program. He created the school's Learning Center, established the Gifted and Talented program, and the Second Chance Reading program. He was recognized by the Arizona School Administrators Association as Arts Principal of the Year. Personally, he built the entire two-story set for the school production of Les Mis. He brought in suicide prevention programs and mental health education. He collaborated with community and educational organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, the University of Arizona, and Central Arizona College. He created a comprehensive school safety plan before Columbine and expanded the school's vocational programs, introducing a new safe place for daycare. renaming this space as the Wortman-Olasky Hall would be the greatest honor that the board possibly give my late husband, the man who opened Casa Grande Union High School and put it on the successful path it now follows. I'm going to leave you with something he wrote several years ago, but it's relevant right today. This is what he said. Ignorance is not bliss, but it can be costly. So vote for the override because it's for our kids.
Just throw that one in there.
Well, if you fellow board member wouldn't mind, I would like to make this motion. I move that the board of directors dedicate the Wortman-Olasky Lecture Hall to Dr. Randy Wortman.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Mary, call for the question.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Motion carries 5. Now moving down to item 6F, the donations. Mr. Hayes, will you read the following donations?
There's $8,000 worth of diagnostic equipment from Dallas Giddens and Giddens Tire Pros, and from Mr. Phil Scott at Napa Auto Parts to the automotive class at Union High School.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll second it.
Been moved by Mr. Wilkie, seconded by Mr. Hunt. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Mary, call for the question.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Going to 7.
Mr. Wright,
Yes.
can I just interrupt real quick? Mr. Giddens is here, and I wanted to have him recognized as well tonight. Dallas, if you could please step
Okay.
forward.
Yeah.
I think the letter to the editor this morning in the newspaper talked about the generosity of this man. It's one of the reasons I'm a loyal customer, because he always gives back to our communities. And we thank you, Dallas, for this generous donation, as well as Phil's donation as well. We thank you for going out and speaking to our students and letting them know about the career opportunities that are ahead of them if they would like to pursue that career field.
It was more than a pleasure. And it wasn't $3,000, it was $8,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah.
So,
8,000.
so and it gives them something for the future. It's what we use today. So,
That's awesome.
and it's all about the students.
I just want to say thank you. I think we can all share this. Thank you for, you're a perfect example of the community members helping to support the future of our community. So thank you very much.
Right. Well, my son graduated Union. So, well, more than welcome. And if Phil would have been here, he'd said the same thing. So
Thank you,
just
Dallas.
I'd just like to see more business people in our community support the high school and go and talk to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
It was great. 144 students in the auto shop. Great.
Thank you, sir.
Consent agenda items A through J. Is there anybody that want to remove anything?
I'd like to talk about, or at least make some comments or ask some questions about the Curriculum Adoption Committee application.
You want to make a motion to pull the item number I out?
Yes, please.
Okay. Been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to pull item I out. All call for the question?
Mr. Hayes?
Yes?
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve item A through H and J?
So moved?
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Hayes, seconded by Mrs. Harrington. Is there any discussion on that? Mary, call for the question?
Mr. Hayes?
Yes?
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Okay, item 7I, the curriculum adoption. Is there a motion? Is there a motion for it?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Is there a discussion?
Yeah, I have some questions. Maybe somebody can enlighten me on number one, the reason why we are using if this, pardon me, I'm having a problem pronouncing it, but basically your nationality, why we would use that as a criteria for the curriculum adoption committee application. And I'm having a hard time understanding why we would use also number three, which is, have you ever had a student attend a school in the Casa Grande High School School District?
Yes. When you guys asked me to create an application, you asked me to make sure that we had a diversity within our community. And you asked that we made sure that we represented our community and the community that we're serving. And so that's simply just there for diversity.
Okay.
And as far as having a student in the district, that's also there to just know, have you had a student come through the district in the past? Are you currently a parent of a student in our district? That's just for that diversity piece and information.
So that's not going to be used to make a decision on whether a person has the qualifications to be on this committee?
It's a piece of information. Are you a community member? That's that address piece, right? So are you within our school boundaries? And then have you ever had a student in our district? Do you currently have a student in our district? Those are all stakeholder pieces.
Yeah.
And the ethnicity piece was specifically because of the request for diversity.
Okay, thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Mary, call for the vote?
Mr. Hayes?
Yes?
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkie?
Yes.
And Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Morales.
You're welcome.
Motion carried 5-0.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of our meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn? Moved and-
Second.
Moved and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in
Aye.
favor, say aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all.